Welcome to Tent Talk, the podcast with Nancy McCready, where we talk about life under the big tent of God's presence and the provoking process of discipleship. Here we go.
Welcome to Tent Talk. This is Nancy McCready. What motivates you? Listen in to this very brief episode and find out what is our only proper motivation as we move forward with Him. I'm reminded today of what my proper motivation is and will always be, is to know Him. Paul said there was only one reason for him to give up on his flesh and everything that he once counted as a gain to him. You can read all of this in Philippians 3, 1 through 10. I encourage you to read it in the Amplified Classic, the Message, or the Passion Translation. Paul lists his flesh. He knew what it was. He knew what he had once trusted in and what he counted as life. He specifically listed in verses 5 and 6 in Philippians 3. He talks about how his parents took him to be circumcised on the 8th day. His parents were of the right breed, the right race, therefore so was he. He was in the darling tribe of Benjamin. He was in the Pharisees. He got more elite as the list went on. He said that when it came to being a persecutor of the church, there was nobody better than him. That meant he could kill you and smile while doing it, and be so very proud that he was doing a service unto God. He talked about how his performance was blameless. You see, all these things he once counted as a gain to himself. And then in verse 7, it all shifts. And he says, everything I once counted as a gain to me, I now count as one combined loss. One big pile of garbage it is to me. And then in verses 7, 8, 9, and 10, and do not read them in a monotone voice. Read them with ever-increasing crescendo, ever-increasing realization. He says there is this one motivation that I have for leaving everything that was once a gain to me behind me is Him. My friends, as always, I say to you, I promise you Him. What else is there? What else is the proper motivation for us as His sons, as His followers, as Christians, as saints, as believers? Whatever title you give yourself at this moment in your journey with Jesus Christ, the Father and Holy Spirit, here is your only proper motivation. It is to know Him. It is to become more intimately and progressively acquainted with the wonders of His person, who He is, to count it as your highest honor and privilege to live in the power of His resurrection and to fellowship with Him in His sufferings. I pray that you will emphasize the word fellowship there, not just the word sufferings. I pray for each and every one of us as the way goes narrow in the hour in which we live, that we realize that when we go narrow with Him, we're going to step out into the wide open places of life with Him. So, here's your only proper motivation for today. It is to know Him. So therefore, I only promise you Him if you go this way. Read it in Philippians 3, 1 through 10. And I pray that this will be your motivation deep within and forever and ever. I love you all. Talk to you soon.
For more information on Nancy, please visit nancymccready.com or follow her on social media at NB McCready.